Everyone ready to go? Okay. Hello again. I'm Jenny Axon. This is my colleague, Mila Aliana. I'm hoping that you were all here yesterday and caught a little bit of the talk that I did. But I just want to remind you of the title of the session and what we're going to try to set out to do. So it's called Exploring Human and Systemic Relational Technology. And we're going to look at how we weave intuitive, relational, and systemic technology with the perceived technology of the times, and what we can learn from a technology that we call systems constellations. Mila is an expert in systems constellations, so she'll mainly be leading the workshop. So what we're just going to do today is a whole series of interactive and experiential exercises that will culminate in an interactive workshop by each group on each table to explore a challenge around your brand or a brand that somebody on the table works for. Next slide.
Yep.
Okay, sorry, it's already there. I wasn't paying attention. And one of the things that you may remember I talked about yesterday is the importance of nested relationality. So what we are going to think about at the end of today is what your relationship, next slide.
Nope.
What your relationship would look like to whatever place your brand is nested in. So you'll think of the project as your brand and what relationship it will having an impact it could have on a place in which it is nested, and also what impact it could have on the system that surrounds that particular place. So for example, I spoke about a place in Arles, France, in my talk, where a philanthropist acquired a site and redeveloped it so that the whole of the region could explore how to move to a biomaterials-based economy. So if that place had been a brand, the brand might have been, let's say, a construction company that was going to work in that town and within that region to create a biomaterials-based economy. So it will all become clear to you over the period of the next, we might get it, they've asked us if we can cut it a little bit short and get things done by 12:45 for lunch, but we did design a 2-hour workshop. But as we are slightly less people, hopefully that means that we can move a little faster through the exercises so that we will catch up a little bit on time. Okay, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Nina, and I'll be helping you out a little bit during the day.
All right, so a little bit about systems constellation. How many people know about system constellation or experience one? Please just raise your hand. There's a couple, 3. All right, so basically, systemic constellation is really a system sensing practice. It allows you to see in a collective group, body, organization, what's hidden. Sometimes it's not visible. When you enter a room like this room, you can feel immediately the energy in the room if everybody was in conflict or everybody's happy. Yes or no? Yeah. So that's basically it. It's basically sensing the subtle dynamics in a group, in a collective, that you're able to see from invisible to visible. We're going to collectively see the collective culture system that we co-create to then allow us to be aware of it and give you choice to be response able. So you can then respond. And a lot of this exercise is embodied. So basically using all of your senses, right? It's a whole being exercise. It's not just in the brain. And what it allows you to do is basically navigate complex systems, not in the thinking, logical way only, but in a way that you can reveal what is invisible and gives you the power and the feeling of self-agency to move forward. And that sometimes it restores, heals systems as we do it It may not be so evident, but think about a few weeks down the line, whatever challenge that we are doing. But before that, I'm going to ask you to all stand up, and we're going to just start by getting to know each other, not in the usual way. This is Mila's way. And we're going to just stand up and move around. Just create a circle. Create a circle. And I'm just going to go find, yeah, is this Spotify? Just create a circle, yes. I can't find the Spotify. That's okay. Just bear with us. Technological. Yeah, just the first one. No, not that one, the previous one. That's this one, this one. Yeah. And then the first one. Yeah. So I'd like you to turn towards clockwise. Just turn to the person in front. And I'm going to be here. And just listen to the music and just walk and connect to your body, connect to your breathing. Let's start. Let's walk. Going round. Just connect. There's nothing to do. Just listen to the music. Bringing in breath. Breathing out. Breathing in and let it go. Come back to presence. Breathing in, let it out. Come back to presence. This is a collective meditation. Just connect to your body, connect to your breath. A few more seconds. So bringing the energy of our collective together and connecting to ourselves, to each other. Right. So stop. And now I'd like you to mingle. So just go around and just walk. And as you walk, you're just looking down, and for a few seconds, look up and look at a person and just nod. Okay? Just do that first. Walk around, go around all over the location. Just nod. The next step is to just smile. Stop for a second in front of someone and smile. And move again. Do that a few times. This is where connecting of our whole being, not just our verbal. Let us be seen. Let us connect. Just smile. And now, as you mingle, find someone and just either shake hands or go, hey. And just introduce yourself for just 1 minute, 30 seconds each. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you choosing to be in this workshop? Give your name and why you're here.
I'm a musician. Oh, we look like us.
All right. A few minutes, a few seconds to wrap up, please. All right. So look around. I've placed a red and yellow and blue borders there. So the blue borders there are your comfort zone. So between the comfort zone and the learning zone, that's comfort. Between the learning and panic zone, this is the learning zone. If you're in panic zone, come over here to the front. So I'm going to give you a scenario. I'll give you an example. Going to a party where I don't know anyone, and I'm an introvert, I'm in panic zone, right? Talking to a staff, I'm kind of learning comfort zone about certain things that I'd like to talk about them, which is a bit discomforting. And between the learning comfort zone, just being with my family, okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm gonna give you 2-3 scenarios and move where your body feels alive, okay? So the first one is, where is your risk zone, your learning zone or comfort zone or in the panic zone when you're presenting to 1,000 people? Okay, some people are in the comfort zone. Have a look around. Have a look around. Have a look around. Right. Where's everyone when it comes to, as I said before, going to a party where you don't know no one? Just notice where everyone is moving. And some of you are in different places for the same scenario. And some went from the comfort zone to the panic zone, right? For 2 different scenarios. Yeah, I was noticing. Just notice, right? This is how we are. Right? This is the different dynamics that already exist in this room. We're making it visible. Okay, so the last one is conflict. Conflict with parents, partner, office. Where are you? The invitation is to have compassion. Thank you for being so honest. Like, I was here too before. It's like, so this is compassion, right? We are so different, even for one scenario. So be mindful as you are talking in the tables that we are all here. We are doing the best that we can with the way that we are when we feel safe or not safe, okay? So all voices are accepted in this room. The other part, the intention for this 2-hour workshop, what is your intention? Where are you now at the beginning of this workshop? Where are you now? Okay, someone's in panic. That's okay, thank you. Honesty is welcome. All right, look around. This is where everyone is, somewhere in the comfort zone. Some is, not sure, learning, grown, discomfort zone to panic zone. Thank you also for being so authentic and sharing how you feel. Where would you like to be at the end of the workshop, this workshop? Where would you like to be? So remember where you'd like to be and from where you are. We won't test you, but that's your intention to yourself and the intention to the whole collective. right now. Okay, so my invitation is to have that intention and ask yourself, what do you need to be in the 2 hours in order for you to move from one zone to the next? Okay, so that's my invitation to you. So with that, that was our a little bit meet and greet, a very different one. How was it for you all? Oh, good? We're good. All right. So the next part is my colleague here is going to introduce, if we can pick up all of the, and just pass it here. And I'm going to put culture here. At the end. Yeah. So we're going to create a triangle now. As you can see, there's culture at the front here. So imagine if there was a triangle. Can you put it a little bit back there? Just a bit back. And the other one too? Yeah. Yes. So there's culture, ecology, and economy, and I'll pass it on to you, my colleague, to explain what each means.
Okay, almost done. Okay. So economy, I guess we all know what economy means, or we all have an idea of what economy is. Economy is business, economy is finance, economy is everything that is to do with production, materials, transport, energy, making, construction, all of the things that we have designed within our human economic system. Ecology is all of our life support systems: air, water, oceans, soil, forests, biodiversity. Culture is an interesting one, human culture. That embraces an enormous amount of things. It can be our culture of art. It can be education. It can be how we hold our relationships to other people, what is right relationship for us. It can be language, what kind of language we speak, how we communicate with each other. So we have these pillars of work when we're designing a transformation towards regenerative futures that we have to work on, and we have to work on creating transformation for. Culture is our inner culture, as well as how we are with other people, and thinking about how we impact the systems, the life support systems on which we depend. Everything that we do has a relationship within culture to the life support systems on which we depend. And the same is true for our economy. Everything that we do in our economy has an impact on those life support systems, but also on our culture and how our culture, how our relationships to others are within our economic work. Okay.
All right. And with that definition, I'd like you to, if you can imagine this is a triangle, I'd like you to come into the triangle. Where are you now with sustainable branding? Is that a question? Where are you now? Oh, it's okay. Where are you now? In your work, where are you now in terms of culture, ecology? This is all interdependent. So you can be here, you can be in the middle, or you can be on the side. That reflects where you are in regards to the triangle of interdependencies between culture, ecology, and economy. Have a look around. This is where everyone is at the moment, this present time. Just feel in your body. Don't think too much. This is all about your whole body having a voice. So next, where are you most fearful in this constellation of economy, culture, and ecology? Ecology, environment. Where are you most fearful? What do you think? No, I know the questions. Oh, look at that. So we have most fearful, not in culture, some in economy and some in ecology, and some in between. Yeah. So next, where are you the most alive? And this is not about logic, just feel in your body. If it's not 100%, then don't go there. Go where your whole body is alive. Wow, look, completely different. So culture, then there's between culture and ecology. Very interesting, and some people are in the middle. Where would you like to be that is in service of life? We heard Mark, we heard various presenters. We talk about service. Where would you like to be in the constellation between culture, ecology, and economy?
Okay,
Be true to your
clustering.
voice. Be true to your voice. Be true to your body. Wow.
So see the clustering that moved towards wanting to hold all three aspects almost equally, and some of you who have moved much more towards ecology, and here really wanting to connect deeply into culture and relationships and so on.
So in a way, we are already starting from the very beginning. We're already doing systemic constellation in different ways, okay? So I'd just like to quickly ask the outlier, would you like to share why you're here?
I think above everything else is people first. That's what life is all about, predominantly.
Thank you. And I have someone in the middle here. Would you like to share? What's true for you?
Yeah, it is about people. It's also about making it work for everyone financially, but it's also about people that have life and everything else. So for me, it's important.
I'll have one more at the very back there. We just find all the outliers. I have one here. What's true for you?
I guess the bedrock of a good life is economically feasible, viable. We have a good life, we have a good life. So.
Thank you. So there's no right or wrong. Is there any right or wrong here? Right? But this is where we need to, this makes it very visible that there's no right or wrong. It's what's right for you, what's true for you. So imposing some of our own preferences or prejudices is not the way to go, especially if you're going to be in the center. All right? So next, now we invite you to sit down, a little bit of a rest. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of interactive and standing up. This way it gets all going. So we're going to gather questions, and I'm going to use a Slido. And please connect to the Slido that I'm going to show. And this is, what is the key challenging question that you have right now for your sustainable brand issue, right? What is the key question? So each one of you will go here and put in a question, and if you, as you start looking at it, you'll start seeing some of the question, vote on it. So we're going to choose one question that we're going to do a proper whole systemic constellation on. Okay, so there's already some questions there. No, at the very end. Okay. Yeah. So just put a question that keeps you awake at night about sustainable brand, related to sustainable brand. We're here in a conference called Sustainable Brand. Each one of you have some work related to it, or personal. So just ask a question, and there is a voting mechanism on the right side of each question. Please vote if you feel that question is resonant, or you want it to be the top question that we're going to explore in a full-blown systemic constellation. However, we're only going to do this for 20 minutes. We don't have full-on. Normally, this is a 2-3 hour session, just the systemic constellation itself. There we go. And just put up. Whatever is a question that keeps you up at night at the moment. Very, very relevant. Very much in your whole body. Oh, just go back to where. Oh, okay. This is the first one. That one. Oh, it's here. Okay, that's good. And as you see, there's a button there where you can uplift the vote. You have to press the finger to vote it. You press the finger to vote it. You don't press anything else, just press the finger to vote it. We'll have some more. Please, don't be shy. We'll just focus on an example of at least of one question that we're going to do systemic constellation and also explore prototypes. So when you leave this workshop, you will have something, at least something tangible and practical to go away with. So there's already 7 questions. I'll give you another 2 minutes to put in your question or vote, and then we'll look at the most voted question. So these are all the questions that are really keeping you up at night. Very thought-provoking. What do you think, Jenny?
I think, so this one, let's take this one here, look at this. How do I justify when it doesn't make economic sense? Is one that I think sustainability practitioners get asked all the time. I've certainly got to a point now where I simply won't answer the question, can you make a business case for this? Because I can't make a business case for a dead planet. I can't make a business case for any business that is not contributing to the conditions conducive to life anymore. But, and I think as regenerative practitioners and sustainability practitioners, we have to find the courage sometimes in many ways to be fiercer with those statements, to really challenge what it is that we think makes economic sense for the future.
So can we go to the very top where the most voted? If you haven't voted, please vote. So far, the most asked question is when or what would it take for leaders to wake up to the reality that planet-first approach needs to be at the core of any business. So it was, again, that triangle, which is about the ecology and also the economy, but also the culture. So that's the question. Does it feel resonant enough for us to explore a quick whistle tour of a systemic constellation for about 20 minutes together? Yes? But before that, I'm going to ask you to feel what a complex system is in an embodied way. So again, I invite you to stand up. Come to the middle. So I'm going to demonstrate this. So we're going to actually exemplify how a collective system or complex system works. Not by telling you the theory, the sciences, this is based on science, but also for you to feel it, to sense it. And basically what I'm asking you to do, so if I'm here, let's say in your head now, select 2 people. Don't tell anyone, just select 2 people, look around, select 2 people. So if I'm selecting these 2 people, what I need to do is that my distance from them, I need to be equal, so equidistant. So I can be here, I can be there, I can be even further away to the end, as long as I'm in between the 2 and I'm equally distant. Now move. Both of you, just move, anywhere you move. This is how a complex system is constantly changing. don't forget about me. So these two will be dependent on another two. It could be the same people, it could not be the same people. Any questions? It's very simple. Do you have any questions? Just follow it, and this is not a lot of thinking. So pick two. Pick two. I'm going to pick. Jenny, please also pick two. And then, have you picked? Everyone's picked two? Everybody's picked two? You don't need to be next to that person. Just pick two. Okay. So now, start moving. You can be very close to them or very far, but you need to be the same distance. Look around what's happening. This is what we always say, that what is constant is change. No, constantly, still move, don't stop. Like move wherever you want. If you're not following anyone, if you need to follow the two that moves. Just constantly moving, move. Because there's no full stop. So have a think while you're moving. How do you control the system that keeps moving, that keeps changing? Huh? Does anyone has authority over one person and tell him to stop? So think about an example in your work that's constantly moving like this. This is a complex system. It's a culture. It can be process, it can be governance, it can be law, it can be government, it can be a country, it can be sustainability. Who's the leader? Who is the leader? Is there any leader? No leader. Right. Does this... I'm sorry, there's three people over there. I just want to make sure. You okay? Have you picked two people in your head? Okay. So you need to always move. Don't stop. Okay. So this gets tiring. This is what a complex system. So how do you solve for it? How do you problem solve a complex system like this? This is your family. This is your neighborhood. This is your organization. Okay. Stop. You can stop now. We're going to experience another thing, and I'd like to invite Jenny. What are examples that you see? There's no authority. There's no. It's a complex system that constantly changes.
So if you think about in nature, a rainforest is always constantly changing day by day, minute by minute. Inside your family dynamics will maybe constantly changing. Somebody may become unemployed, somebody may give birth to a new baby, somebody may get married, which will change the dynamics and the relationships between siblings and sisters, brothers. When we are working, for example, in the energy system, the introduction of a new technology may change the dynamics of how the fossil fuel system behaves. It may become more aggressive with the introduction of new technologies that it perceives to be a threat. So this kind of movable change is happening in every industry that we work in every organization, in our teams even. And as soon as a new person comes in, the relational dynamics change. So we have to be constantly finding ways to be adaptive and responsive to those changes. And of course, there are lots of barriers to doing that. One of which, of course, is fear and scarcity. That stops us from responding positively.
Now I'm going to do two scenarios. The first one is exclusion of any system, right? So let's say somebody in an organization creates such a mass disruption and they're excluded. Or your friends in a playground. You don't play with them because they're not cool enough to be with you. Or on social media, you cancel people out, right? So I'm going to choose two people, both of you. Both of you can choose people, two people in your head, new people. The rest, none of you can choose these two, right? Let's start moving. So have you got in your head now two new people?
Then follow them. Yeah?
Yeah. So none of the people outside can choose you or you.
Okay.
They can choose everyone else, but they cannot choose you too. You're excluded from the system
Right.
by choice, right? So, but the two of you, you can still choose two people, right? Have you got the two people now? Let's move. Just watch how it works. You still move, don't stop. You've noticed the other two. You are connected to the other two that you've chosen in your head. But in this case, the man and the woman, you cannot choose the rest of the people. But those two, you can choose others. Look at the people who are excluded. Notice where they are. Notice what happens. I'm seeing it to slow down. Do you want to give some examples of two people that are excluded? Or actually, I'm going to ask the audience. Anyone has an example of certain circumstances like this where people are excluded? Look how it slowed down. Did you see? First, when we first started, we were all moving around. But the moment we excluded even two of our collective system, it started slowing down. Any examples of this that you've experienced? This is making the invisible visible. Now you really understand when we cancel people, exclude systems, items of system, not just people, it slows the whole system down. It isn't showing so much, but it started to.
So, for example, if when we are writing a business strategy and we exclude nature from that business strategy, it will slow down the healing of the natural systems. When we are working as a community, let's say, for example, on a community garden, if we exclude any particular parts of that community because we don't understand them, don't get on with them, don't want to include them, it drives out one part of the community that could actually collaborate and work on that project. So it will slow down the change that that community garden might make to a project. That's an example.
All right, so one last scenario. I'm going to choose you. You can choose two other people. The rest of the people, out of the two, this is the person that you have to choose. Each one of you. So think about leadership, authority, right? Dictator. There's only one person out of the two people that you choose has to be, I'm sorry, your name is?
Angel.
Angel. An angel, you can choose other people. You're free to choose two other people, okay?
But I want to choose her.
Out of the two people that you have to be interconnected to equally, that you need to be walking in between those two people,
Okay.
one of them is her, is Angel. Okay, let's start. Angel, start working. No, go. If Angel is walking, I should be seeing something. And each one of you have one person. Look how fast. It's going fast. One is slower, this is faster. Right, everybody is following Angel. Now stop, Angel. If I take out Angel, God forbid I kill her, right? Or cancel her. What happens to you all? Can you move?
You don't have direction.
One.
So how can you move now? So think about in an organization, in a community, in a group that just depends on one person. What happens if that person dies or leaves or whatever, right? How many times do we do that in our culture? Whether it's here in Malaysia or abroad, how many times do we do that? That we sign a thought leader and we rely everything on the thought leader, right? What about the other scenario that we cancel or ignore two vital items? Like, it's not enough. The prophet cannot think about nature, right? So now you feel that in an embodied way. Would you think differently now? How has this changed your perception?
It gives me pause, give me time to reflect, and put more thought towards how we want to shape our agenda.
Excellent. Anyone else? One more? Wants to share? What is your insight here? The other thing, when it was her, that it was only one person, you were faster. The other scenario, you went slower. So if you exclude, your whole system slows down. It goes faster, but the moment this person is no longer there, you're completely stuck. Okay?
One of the things that should cause us to have some reflection about and really input into the work that we do is to realize that when working with complex change in complex adaptive systems, we have to build in much more time. We have to move away from the quick, sharp, staccato culture. We've got to get this done, because if we go faster through relying on one single person's direction or one single idea or way of doing things, what happens when that collapses is the whole system of change stops. So the implication is that to design change within complex adaptive systems always takes more time than you think it will. And we should therefore always build more time in particular for relational work.
So in systems, it's not about the elements, it's the relationship, because each person was dependent on two. Think about the sun and the earth, the soil, and the rain. Interdependent. In a culture, in a group, you're dependent on your boss, you're dependent on your staff. Each one of you are interdependent to something. So what you need to notice in complex system is this part, not this two. So if you oust this person, that dynamics is still in your culture. If there's a conflict, if you oust the person, that dynamic is co-created in your culture. Okay? So it's not about blaming. So let's shake it, and now let's go into the full-blown systemic constellation. How was that so far? How are we energy-wise? How are we good? Up here? Down here? Oh, completely gone. Wait, let me show a little bit of hands. Where are we? Yes, quite high. It does allow us to move a little bit. So now we're going to the systemic constellation. So I'd like to invite you to make the choice, because most of you voted 8. What's the metric to measure? Going back to the Slido. We're not there yet. Yeah. So what's the metric to measure if my sustainability initiative is effective instead of just greenwashing the brand? Or what does leaders take? So there's only one vote. Which one would you prefer between the two? That we can do a systemic constellation. The second one or the first one? Second. Second?
For leaders to wake up?
Yeah.
Let's do it quickly. Put your hand up for metric
For metric.
and put your hand up for leaders.
Okay, leaders. Okay. Let's do that. So, who put the question up for the leaders? Who put the question? Thank you. Can you come forward? So the rest, sit down. And we're going to, some of you are going to be witness, some of you are going to be representative of the systemic constellation that shows up. So I'd like to ask you before we start, how is this question? Where would you like it to be? Like one step better, not 10 years ideal tomorrow, right? So how would you know it's one step better? What would that look like?
Is that better?
Just one step to this question. No, to this question. What would that look
Just
like?
for any leaders in business or in politics, come up with a vision statement.
A vision statement. So is that one step better that somebody can do tomorrow?
Somebody say something.
Somebody can do tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right. And can you influence that?
Sorry.
Can you influence it? Is it in your control? Because if it's not in your control, like as you see, it's very difficult, right? So what is a real practical thing that you can see tomorrow, that you can influence tomorrow from the systemic constellation, you can go and act on?
Yeah, I think that is possible.
The vision statement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
that's, I mean, I'm looking at it from a political thing.
okay.
So my vote, right? I could, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that it's a vision statement. You have somebody in mind that you can go. So what are the key actors? Give me 2 key actors that needs to be in this constellation for you to understand how the leader would come up with a vision statement. What are the 2 key actors in this? Like when I say key actors, it can be people, it can be a concept, right? Money, ecology. So tell me 2 key actors that are very important to answer this question.
That'll be the nation's economy
Economy,
and they'll need a good comms team.
economy and comms. So go around and choose one person. Choose each one, economy and what was it, comms. Now you bring her in
Yep.
and you go over to her
Okay.
and ask her if she's willing to represent. What is she representing?
The comms.
The comms. Can you place her from behind? Put your 2 hands on top of her shoulder and then take her to this area where you think, not logically, just hold your body in the constellation of leadership, being aware. Where do you put comms? If this is the vision, this is the vision here. It's over here, a North Star. This is the vision. Okay, comms needs to be there. Now find somebody else in the room as a representative for the nation's economy. And then do the same thing. Ask first for permission, and then ask if it's okay to put your hands behind her shoulders. Yeah. So now you're not yourself, you are just feeling in your body comms in economy. So put her, and remember when you put her, it has to be in relationship to your vision and in relationship of the comms. And also make sure not only the position, but the direction. The direction can be away from the vision, direction can be here, direction can be wherever you feel. Feel in your body, right? There's no logical way, there's no right or wrong. What's true for you? Are you sure that's also facing that way? Okay, the comms is facing that way, right? So let me ask, what's true for you when you're standing here, economy, with the vision of, sorry, your name?
Left.
Left, about asking a political or a leader to make a vision statement. What does it feel for you to be here right now?
Because I'm economy, right?
Yes.
So it feels like I'm
If you're the voice of the
less
economy.
able when it comes to economy, like probably we don't have enough money to move forward.
Okay, right. Let me just check with comms. Comms. What's true for you to be here as comms? What's the voice of comms?
I guess you always keep the eye on vision, never lose track, and communicate in a way where it makes sense.
Okay. Now, left, can you choose a representative for you out of all these people? Okay.
And guide them.
Yeah, guide them exactly the same. We're going to do exactly the same. Ask permission. It can be male, female, doesn't need to be the same gender. Now position them where you want it to be. And remember, is in relationship. And remember, where is the direction? Now be true to yourself. Where is the direction right now where you are? It's not about what you want to be. It's right now, in this present moment. Okay.
It's not very clear.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't clear. In this present moment, this way. Is this in this present moment the same? Over here, economy is there, facing this way. Is it
where I want them to be? Or?
No, this is where it is right now. right now. Yes, I'm sorry, I was missing.
Nobody is facing.
Yeah.
that.
Ah, okay, that's why I was getting,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
sure? Okay, so
yes.
facing.
Yes.
So let me check with your representative. What does it feel to be like, to be you here, right now?
I'm representing him.
Just feel in the body, feel in your position, look around. It's not just saying from your space, but also in your connection. Remember, it's the relationship. What does it feel like?
It feels unbalanced. Yeah, it feels it's wrong.
Okay. Right. So now pick another 2 or 3 key actors that needs to be here. Who else needs to be here? That are key actors in the present moment that represent this constellation. What would that be?
Economy.
Well, this is the economy. This is
So you're asking me to pick 2?
two more actors that are important in the present moment, that are impacting the vision or impacted, right? Remember the question. What was the question? So the question was, how can leaders get awake, right, to the reality
Yes.
for the business?
Okay.
So what are the key actors aside from comms and economy? What are the key actors? And it could be a concept, it could be people, it can be anything, right? So it's about, right now, what we're doing is mapping the present system, not what we want it to become yet.
Right.
The present system. Is there any key actors that needs to be impacted or impacting? Politician.
Yes.
So you need to guide the same, yeah. It's exactly the same. You need to guide them where the present place is. And their present place is how you feel to be true, but also connected to all of this system. Remember, this is all interconnected. Okay. Politician. 2 more.
Oh, that'll be economy, right?
As economy. Who else needs to be in this?
If you have a look at the question, you've got a potential actor in the question.
Yeah.
Leaders.
Well, I was thinking more of something beginning with P.
Planet. So maybe leaders and planet. And remember, when you position them, you also have to give them a direction. Vis-a-vis everyone else, not how only you feel in the constellation. Right. So that was leaders, a planet. So leaders. One last.
I didn't get the position where I feel they should be.
It just feels into it where they are now.
Now in relationship to the question.
In relationship to the question, in relationship to all the other key actors, because they're not silo.
Okay, but it's not with respect to culture.
No, don't forget about that. Forget about that. That's no longer.
Sorry, got it wrong.
That's no longer.
Okay, position further in the room, right?
No. This is now
Anywhere.
free. Anywhere. Yeah.
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
It's for all these parameters wasn't clear.
Sorry, it got confusing. It's not insist in the triangle anymore. Just move them again, whatever you feel more appropriate. So politicians, leaders are over there. So that's economy, somewhere way out there, yeah. Remember the direction, it's not just one direction, it's different directions.
So people, right?
This is communication, yes. Presently. The vision is over there. This is where you want to be. But this currently is how the map of the system looks like. Okay.
Planet is big now.
Planet is big, yeah, where you want to be. Okay. Let's give a round of applause for that. I invite you to sit down now and look at your representative. So I'm going to interview each one of you. What's true for you to be here? You are politicians, right?
Sorry.
What's true for you to be here? Now that the vision's over there, currently, what does it feel to be here?
I feel like it's pretty accurate that I'm a bit closer to economy than planet or communications.
But what is it true for you? What is it, the sensation that you feel to be here in this constellation?
It feels a bit harrowing, I guess. Yeah.
Right. And what about you, leader? Are you leader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels very alarming that I'm far away from the vision because the priority is very much on economy and the politician.
So each one of you are speaking to the voice of your representation. I'm doing this on purpose, not to give you too much instructions.
I feel that as a nation, I think we are still very driven by making money because the livelihood of Malaysians are not easy right now. So that's basically everyone's focus.
Thank you. And I'll go to the planet and comms before I go to left's representation. Planet, how are you here? What's true for you?
I feel disconnected.
That's very easy, disconnected. And comms, now this is where you truly are in this present moment.
It feels empty.
Feels empty. So, representative of left, you heard everyone's true voices. What's true for you listening to this?
I feel like I'm in a dilemma and torn, but I'm operating in relation to the reality. So I kind of have no choice to find where I am until I find a better way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if there is a better way, one step that you can do tomorrow, what would that look like? Well, what would that be? Which position would you be? Without changing anyone else, where can you be that's in your control to move? Remember, there's a direction, the vision's there. One step better, because left said a vision statement from a politician, a leader. How can you move? What do you need to do? Where is the position that makes you one step closer? Just feel in your body, nod your head.
Physical one step?
Yeah, physical one step. And remember, position and direction. You can even take a chair and go up. That means you have power. But you have to have the resource to do that. So let's just do the position and direction first. Where does your body want to go that you can do just one step closer to that North Star that you talked about, the one step better?
Maybe think about all of the different actors in the room, which is the actor that you could take that one action with first, maybe.
Just go with what you feel true to you.
I will turn and face the vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get up there.
Get up there and, okay, so you're, maybe get a chair if it's safe enough. Yeah, or either, yeah. You okay there?
Yeah.
All right, so as you stand there, what's the resource in order for you to do that one step better? You were here, facing this way. What's the resource that you can turn around and then do one step? When I say resource, support system. Let's forget about money for the moment, because typically everybody goes for a resource for money. How can you be resourceful to move that is in your control to move this way? What do you need to support you with? Research, education, people. What can you do?
Okay, without monetary constraints, right? I would look to those who are doing it well and listen to them.
Okay.
And try and see how they're doing it.
It's great. So looking at examples, real life examples, that's already doing it. And researching a little bit more and talking to them. Is that what I'm hearing? Yeah. So now, who is the key actor in this room that feels when hearing this, you want to move? That you can have the resource to move when this person when the representative of left just said, I need to face this way. Who's the first person that feels the most important planet?
Feel at least giving him some face.
Give him some face. Okay. If you were the planet, in order for you to move this way from here, what resource do you need?
Support.
Support. What kind of support?
Action.
Action. What kind of action? One step better, not ideal 10 years from now.
Not sure.
Okay. Let's feel into that and we'll do more. Who else? We've heard now 2 of the key actors in this constellation. Who feels called to speak up and move? Okay, we've got politicians here. What resource? First of all, where do you want to move first? You can move anywhere you want, but remember, it's just one step better.
I think just
Facing him.
Yeah.
So from here to here. What will support you to do that? What resource do you need to access?
Support of the people, the Malaysians or
And
whatever country.
what would that look like practically? How can you get support of the people to say, I'm facing him, facing that vision? What do you need to do?
I need to be transparent in all my policies and my actions that I do.
Is that something that can be done tomorrow? Okay, so be very practical. What is it that can be very practical, can be done tomorrow?
I think I need to make my stance clear. Like, I think that can be done tomorrow itself.
As the politician?
As a politician.
Okay. Anyone else? I've got 2 more. Okay, economy and then leaders. Where do you want to move first?
Moving towards the right direction.
Okay. So moving towards the right direction. What would be the resource?
I think the team that usually influence economy are usually brands. So what brands need to do is, just set in their mind, you are just making profit, being responsible about the planet. So just shifting that focus, probably put something in the KPI or put a bit of budget.
And can economy do that? Is it in the control of the economy? What can economy do? You are representing economy. Tomorrow.
Economy. I was looking at it from a brand perspective.
No, this is you representing economy.
Economy. I think economy will be dependent on what politicians said. So at least in this country.
Yeah. So you heard planet, you heard left representative, you heard politician. Politician is going to issue a stance tomorrow that is facing more towards this. That is doable by politicians to be able to turn around. What is doable for economy? Hearing this. You are economy, you're not you right now. You're representing economy.
Basically follow instructions from the politicians.
Follow instructions. How is that true in Malaysia? They follow instructions?
Follows, takes its instructions.
What's practical?
Economy, very much here, at least in this country, economy will be very influenced by the policies and
Okay, so
stability.
from politicians. Okay, now leaders. The question was about leaders. Where do you want to move? First move, position, direction.
Position my direction towards the vision
Yep.
and move closer to 2 steps closer to the.
Yeah. And if you were the whole body of leaders to move 2 steps closer to your vision, what would ignite you? What would be the resource to allow you to do that? Tomorrow, not 10 years from now.
It's a collective of the needs for the planet as well as what the economy is driving, as well as what the politician could influence.
So tell me tomorrow, a day in the life of a leader, what can he do to move two steps? What is the action that can happen? What is the support that is needed?
Gather the right resources to move forward.
And what are those resources?
Within here,
Whatever, as a leader, you are the voice of the leader. What would be in your power to access resources?
get the right people, get the right data to get things moving.
So socializing the vision with people, talking to people is what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
and also getting a little bit of research who's out there
Yeah.
that's doing this.
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of proof points to drive that
Okay,
initiation towards the vision.
okay. So, Jenny, now I'm going to let you loose and just feel in your body this constellation like we did before. Where do you want to move? Where does it feel one step better that's doable tomorrow? Where do you want to move? You can also move. Anyone can move. And remember, you're in a relationship with each other. Just feel free. Where do you want to be? You can initiate anything. If you really feel in your body as your representative, economy, politician, comms, leaders, and the representative of left, as well as planet, where would it feel really natural to move to? Okay, leader. What's true for you to be here?
Based on personal principle, I think priority for me would be planet.
All right. And again, how can you act that tomorrow?
I think I'll echo the same answer I gave earlier. The right resources, the right people, the right data to move the needle towards the vision.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask each one of you now, just what's true for you?
Well, I guess you need to know what the leaders are thinking and planning. You need to communicate it well, and you still need to have an eye on leadership, on politicians who are making the policy, so you can actually say the right things that's right for the vision and the planet.
What about you, politicians?
I kind of feel like left is the representative of Malaysians, so I feel like politicians should stand with their countrymen. Yeah.
Thank you. And both of you, I forgot to ask, what would resource you to be able to do that tomorrow?
Leaders, politicians, people, comms agencies.
So all the interdependent actors. What about you?
Same thing also, as well as my earlier statement, just the people.
The people. So here is all the key actors, all the people, the planet is also facing here, the leaders, gathering resources. What about you, economy? What's
I'm
true for you?
always slightly behind the politicians because those are where policies are being made. So as much as the policies are moving forward upwards, but I think if they were faster when it comes to setting up the right policy for the country, then that's when the economy will follow close and even further together with them.
So there's an interconnection and interdependency to the politician,
To the policies.
to the policies and the leaders. Now, planet, you've heard this. What's true for you now?
It feels more connected.
And back to our representative, hearing all this, what's coming alive for you right now?
It's definitely more in harmony and moving in the right direction to make really good progress because everyone's facing in the right direction. Never mind planet can fix us. Planet is the most resilient and the strongest actor Don't worry about it. He'll take care of himself.
Right,
He'll
he-
take care of him.
But remember, he needs support. He said he needs support from people.
Yeah.
How would that look like? What would you do as an action tomorrow to hear all of the resources they need that's in your control that you can support all of these key actors?
I think we need more scientists and naturalists to understand facts. Where are his limits? Where can he thrive? What happens to him when we make an economic decision or we make a business decision? What will happen to planet? So yeah, he is impacted by our actions.
What's the practical action tomorrow in order to enable that?
This came out just when you left. Is speak truth.
So what Spanet is saying, speak truth. What would be in your resources, your power, your ability, in your control to act that out? All of these different things that are coming to the surface. What can you do tomorrow?
Listen to more of what the science is saying. Yeah, but practical science, not.
And what would you do with that to get to that vision that politicians will or leaders will put out a statement? How can you help them? What is the action that you need to do? And anyone can speak out and help because you're all interconnected. Any ideas, including from our witnesses? Each one of you would be feeling certain things. Sometimes when you're witnessing, you'll be feeling certain body elements in your body. So those are things the energetic field are impacting. Anything for you? Anyone can help? No? No ideas? What about you?
I'll go away and think about it.
Just one action. Just don't think about it in the head and just feel, I invite you to shut your eyes and just feel in your body. Look at this constellation that all are interdependent on each other.
I'll take all of these actors to see what's happening to them.
Okay, that's an action that you can do. So where is left? Has it gone? So left, can you come here? Now you can, you've listened. There are witnesses that watched all this. We went from the present to one step better. What's coming out for you when you're hearing all this? What insights?
People at the heart of it have good intentions, but sometimes they're not guided to make the right call.
What's the key insight for the actual what's happening here in terms of one step better that you can do tomorrow
One step,
to get that vision?
I guess, is just to make incremental change. I guess.
Like
Sounds
what?
like a big
Just one change. What would that be tomorrow?
less stuff, I don't know.
Just feel into it. Shut your eyes and just really feel into it. What's one step, even if it's just talking to someone?
Yeah, just create more awareness.
Create
Some
more
people say,
awareness. Okay. So that was a very whistle tour. It's not the actual systemic constellation that we usually run. It goes into way deeper into the subtle dynamics. But I'd like to hear some of your experience with the systemic constellation. What insight, what was coming up for you?
It feels like in the systematic constellation that there is a lot of disconnect, and that people do not have the answers to how we can come together. I think my opinion is that it all starts from within and taking the time to look within ourselves so that we can come together. Community, building
Yeah.
a village like I was talking about,
Yeah.
and having clear communication, which all together I feel needs to be reformed.
So what I'm hearing here is there's a missing key actor, community. There's also a missing inner development key actor, right? So this gives you thought a pause to think when you do this kind of systemic you can even just map it on a piece of paper and start thinking that way. What's the one step better? And speak on behalf of each of those representatives, because there's missing key actors here, right? And this is good because it needs several iterations. Yes.
I think from the get-go, the question was not very clear.
Yeah.
So because you don't have a clear question, you cannot find a clear, succinct answer or a path forward. That's one. Number two, I think the roles of the representatives, they were also confused as to whether it's me or whether I'm in that role of a politician. There was a lot of, from what I saw through my eyes or what I felt was there was this energy of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it worked, or the way it was moving, it was very hesitant. We're not seeing very clear directions. And one particular thing that was missing was vision suddenly went out. There was not that person holding that vision anymore. I don't know where the paper went, where the rep went, whether it's on the floor, but we've lost sight of vision.
Yeah. Thank you very much for the feedback. Actually, I did that on purpose. So, what does that mean when you're, because no one is in control. None of this is perfect. So how do you adjust? Right? So I actually held it for confusion. Because what happens when you have complex system? What's the first thing that comes up? Confusion, stuckness, right? I didn't do it the perfect constellation because all of you don't know constellation yet, but you experienced it. So when you resolve a complex system, it's not easy. As Jenny said, it takes time. It needs confusion, it needs stuckness, it needs wholeness. Okay? And to your point, thank you so much. That was very good feedback.
Sorry, I just want to add one more point. Maybe what left can do immediately is to send an invitation to other industry who wants to align to your vision. Doesn't matter whether we are in the same industry, it could be maybe in fashion, then we are in F&B, but we all want to do something that's aligned to Planet's vision. Send an invitation, get an alliance, make it a collective effort so that the politician can be more aware of this. It will affect the economy, and then your leaders will appreciate your effort that this is not an endeavor it's not a journey that you go through alone, that you can actually have partners. That's my point.
So what I'm hearing is a coalition. Come together, not do this alone, right? So the key in complex system and systematic constellation, you don't have the answer. You did complex system. You won't have the answer, the immediate answer. Everybody wants some magic bullet and short-term answers. Whatever answer you get is never going to be the long-term answer. It's an iteration. It's a complex system. You felt it at the very beginning. Confusion, stuckness, wholeness is part of it, right? And resilience, remember, responsibility, resilience, and regeneration is going to take you there. So anything from here, and the witnesses are meant to be the witnesses, and they're meant to actually help and support. So the answer doesn't have to be immediate. We just did this for 20 minutes, right, or so. So you're not going to get an answer for something that's been existing for decades or centuries. Anyone from this side who wants to ask any questions so we finalize it? No? Oh.
Thanks. Yeah, I think, sorry, what you were saying before about people culture, I think that's probably one of the main entities that is missing from here. And I would put people culture right next to economy, because financially, if it doesn't make sense for the larger population to adopt more sustainable ways, it's just, I don't think it's going to happen. And I guess the politicians, they can be leaders, they can provide guidance, but if it's not going to impact the daily life of the average person, it's hard to hold on to that vision and believe in it, because at the end of the day, it's you gotta feed your family, you gotta take care of yourself, you gotta have property. But if all these sustainable methods are gonna be more expensive, naturally you're going to gravitate to something that's gonna be
Yeah.
financially.
So what I'm hearing is it needs to be practical, the vision needs to be socialized, more key actors that are not. Remember when we did this, it's complex system embodied? When you cancel people or not ignore people or concepts or items that are key in the system, you won't get the answers. Right? You'll get a partial answer. You get more confusion. So I was mimicking real life just now because it's so simple. I can just give a constellation and we get an answer. That does not exist in real life in 20 minutes, right? A very complex system, complex culture. So on that note, you get to now do prototyping. You now experience exactly the same question. And I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. We had a question that's not very clear. How many times do you get a question when you have a problem that's not very clear? At the very beginning of any complex problem, right? So how do you adapt to it? So each table are going to prototype. We're going to do it very quickly. It's not, again, you're not going to get the answer of the lifetime. It's just a way for you to experience prototyping in a systemic way. We start first with the systemic awareness, making the invisible to visible. So here's the thing. Think about the challenge. That's the same challenge. We're all going to face the same challenge, that particular question. How can leaders be awake? Please feel free to sit down. Thank you so much. Oh, before that, can we get left? Can you de-roll everyone? Just ask them, just go to each person and just say, now you are yourself. You are no longer economy, right? It's a way that we have to do because we're working with energy. Please, can you de-roll each one? Because you can take it home. So just each one and just face them and just say, I'm de-rolling you now. You are now yourself. Thank you. Okay, and a round of applause for all our representatives, including left. So as you can see on the slide, the challenge was the question, how can we make leaders awake? Right? For sustainability, for regeneration, and not only focus on profits. That was the challenge. That's the question. You can revise the question in your table to what works for you, but all of you have the same challenge. Now, what we want is for you in 20 minutes to look at what is possible as an opportunity that you can do. You can start tomorrow. What is an idea? We've just seen the systemic constellation. What's an idea that you can try out tomorrow? A prototype that can be done tomorrow. Not idealistic, not 10 years from now, and provide what's a one day in a life of someone, like a community, in a politician, the economy, or real people. So when you are giving the opportunity or the solution, the proposed solution, make it as, think about one day in the life of a person, how the solution would impact them, right? And think about the resources that you need in order to make that and manifest that to happen tomorrow. So I invite you, each of the group, to start talking. And then each one of you will need to present, can you next slide, these 4 steps. You only have 5 minutes. This is called fast prototyping. It just gives you an experience. What's the challenge? The challenge was, how can leaders be awake? What's the opportunity? One day in the life of someone. What are the resources and what are your next steps that you can do tomorrow? Right? And then you'll be presenting to each one. There's at least 5, but because of time, we'll just choose 3. But go ahead now and start and just have a conversation. Based on the systemic constellation, based on that question, you can revise the question. What would be a proposal from your table? You've now understood how that complex system is so mired in so much stuckness, confusion. How would you propose? What would you propose? We'll give you about 15, 20 minutes, and you'll have each 5 minutes to present. Well, we said it's going to be, what's it called? 13:15. We need to finish. We're going to finish at 13:15. How was that? We're good for time, actually. Well, we're not going to finish in 15, like 10 minutes. It's at least 20 minutes for them to go through. We'll finish at 1:15. I'm okay. I just was a bit worried about walking there. So we'll get 5 to 1. We can ask each one. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're leaving now? Okay.
So I slightly shortened the question for the challenge to put it on the screen, but you remember what the question was to reflect on it now.
Yes. Question. Yes. Yes.
Point number 2. Okay, Amina, I'm going to turn this back to you. Can we please elaborate point number 2 a little bit and give a bit more direction?
So it's your solution. Just pick one solution, but that solution needs to apply to a one day in the life of your neighbor, yourself. It needs to be practical. It cannot be, oh, we want the vision to everybody kumbaya, everybody hug each other. It needs to be practical. What can you do tomorrow? What is the solution that would impact that one day in the life? So when you present, you will go at 8 a.m. in the morning, the sustainable officer will have to talk to the politician. And then by 10 a.m., he will have a meeting with his team to create an invitation to go to go to all the industries. At 12 p.m., the sustainable officer will then talk to leaders, bankers, financiers, and then have lunch with a political leader or funder, right? So at 24-hour or 12-hour, one day in the life, whatever solution you have, it makes it very practical, right? If it's a child or a teacher or a person, your family, right? My wife will, at 8 a.m. in the morning, will do this. By 10 a.m. they will do that. At 12 p.m. they will do this. At 2 p.m. they will do this. At 4 p.m. they would do this. This is a prototyping that's real, right? You can go tomorrow and do it. And when we do prototyping and solutioning, how many times is it conceptual and it gets overwhelming when you leave the room? Right? So this is a way of doing this differently. Is that clear? Was that the question that you had?
Yeah.
Okay. This in marketing and in technology is called customer development. So you're developing a solution for real people, not a concept. Okay?
Is that helpful? I added a second question in that mirrored the page before a little better. So if we go back to the page before and we're thinking about the process, we have the challenge. We're thinking about what is our idea rooted in reality that would create the first step of change. We're thinking about what the resources are that we would need. and then we're describing what actions would be taken.
Do you have any questions for me?
Opportunity for action.
Do you have any
3
questions? You
actions
okay?
in
All
one
right.
person.
Dividing the roles a little bit more equally. Yeah.
Are you all good here? Any questions?
I'm not
There's
sure
not
about
there's no perfection here.
yes, yes.
This is for you to experience a prototyping that is not a concept. Not, oh, let's get all the politicians and that's not real.
Because it's real, it's just pop up in my mind and I write.
Yeah, exactly. And just have a discussion together because it's going to present per group,
Okay.
right? So these 4 items will be in your presentation. It's presentation per group, not per person, okay? So per group. I will only choose 3 because we're running out of time. We're being asked to leave soon. Thank you. This is how much we've started. We've only been 1 hour and a half. We did it. There's no way. We had 2 hours. I did it on purpose. So they have about now 5 more until 10 minutes. What time is it now? Yeah, 10 minutes. And we'll be done. And we'll just wrap up. You out of it, like really their faces were like, I did it on purpose to make them confused. Actually, I wanted them to really feel how it feels in because the thing is, what tends to happen, they have this beautiful thing, but this, you will see at the end of this, they will have one day in the life, not some concept, not some full plan. Oh, actually, I definitely what understand the question you were asking and respond with any kind of imagination. I think it totally that's typical of Asia. Because in Paris, it was just like it's Asia. With the culture, yeah. But I thought these people like are conference holders. And what she said, I forgot her name, is exactly what happens in real life. And so it's just criticizing the systemic conservation process. I did it on purpose. I didn't do it because she told me about the systemic constellation, and I thought, okay, you're going to experience real system. I did it on purpose, not give, instruction. No, what I'm saying is, I didn't give the proper instruction. I did like literally because I knew if I did it, then it'll be like rap, and I did the rappinable. Even over there, they were like, when they were talking about, and I asked like, oh yeah, we all get the politicians, and I said, well, how can you do it tomorrow? That's very Asian.
But I don't think there is, to start with, to a certain extent. But that's my internal desire to help.
I'm always like, let's make it messy. Let's make it messy because they're not going to have us around. They have to learn how to be messy, whether they like it or not. It's just like, and this is funny because in Paris, when that's the same in Jakarta,
But it's
very
interesting,
obedient.
it would be different in Thailand.
Because Thailand is very much more open, much more independent. Oh yeah. In Indonesia, it's not because of the religion, it's mostly because of culture. Even when you go to Hindu or Buddhist, I mean, the religion, not really, because if you go like in the city, they're not really, they call them the Muslim. over here, Muslim is really Muslim. Like they're not in on, what's it called? The law, they have like Sharia law, you know. In Indonesia, we don't have Sharia law at all. Let's tell them it's 7 more minutes to wrap up. Be prepared to present.
No time, about 5 to 7 more minutes to wrap up, and then we'll have a sharing in the room because they're demanding of us that we go back upstairs so they can finish up the conference. So.
When people are pressured within 5 minutes, they come up with the most amazing idea. And this says to me that they don't, everything that they answer is like conceptual. It's the whole Mark Buckley thing, right? It's not like, give me one practical idea that you can do tomorrow. There was only a few that actually answered that.
Nobody actually
But I'm seeing active conversation. It's so funny when we do that embodied complex system. Every time I take 2 out or one person leads, it's always the same. It slows down or it goes fast. Is that weird, right? So yes, it looks like the leader is doing well because it's going fast. But if you take it out, it stops completely. And the other one almost slows down completely because you're taking out 2 people from not 2 people, but 2 items from the complex system. It's odd. When I first did it, it just went, how is that possible? It's just like, why does it slow it down? You know? I'm still trying to think, why does it slow down when you take 2 people out? Or 2 items. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
if you take coral reef and you take coral out.
That's it.
Or if you take mollusks, take something, take something. So the others then have to adjust.
Yeah. Yeah. Just thinking that we don't. We have to leave here at 11:15, so I just want to make sure that they feel heard, that come
12.
together. 55.
15, 12.
If 11, what, 13, 15.
I think we have to try and wrap it up.
Yeah. When
If we
did,
can.
what did they
If we
say?
can.
What did they say?
Who? Oh, they
Those
said
people.
dark.
Now,
Yeah.
well, have they closed everything?
12:50 they wanted us to finish.
Well, no, that's not
It just
possible.
came out.
Well, that's not possible because I'm just
Well,
gonna.
Mark went on over his time, so why shouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we're just then being obedient people.
no, we're not obedient people. I'm just gonna tell Sharmini. Sharmini. What she was looking for was a full-blown constellation. A full-blown constellation is 2 hours minimum. You can't do that. Like I was doing a whistle tour.
Yeah,
There's no way that we're gonna do it.
don't excuse.
No, I'm just, when I speak, it's an excuse. It's me talking out loud. Not explaining. It's me talking out loud. We want to. Let's move. Let's rotate 2 more minutes. Yeah. Shall we tell them?
No.
How are you getting on? Are you getting close to having your key points that you'd like to share? Yeah? More? Getting close? Almost done? If you say you're almost done, you can be sure that we're going to pick on you first.
Okay, I'm going to time it.
Okay, I think we've got done.
Okay, I'm going to do for prototype. I'm going to do the 4-minute thing rule. So we do this. Where's the other one? No, the other one. I think where's the other one? I'll just go find.
Who has the other microphone? Anyone still? Okay, we got them.
Thank you. All right, I think everyone is done. You'll have 4 minutes each. And when I do this, that means you need to wrap up. Okay? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do this. All right. Who wants to go first? We can only do 3. All right. Go ahead. Start from now.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Please give your name.
Okay, yes. Hi, my name is Farisha. I'm a representative from my group.
I just
call
sent a
myself
message to
one.
Shamini to tell her all the same. Okay.
So
I've sent her.
the challenge that we all have is how can we make leaders take more action for sustainability, right? So actually our group has a few ideas to give. So number 1, galvanizing a community to demand on change. So basically, we are talking based on our own perspective as a normal person, average person. So we want to implement a recycling system. So we all are very familiar with the 3 R's, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Sorry, the order is jumbled up, but like basically, as we see in other countries like Japan and Korea, they have this, segregation of the trash, right? So maybe on Wednesday it's all plastic, on Thursday it's all what's the other stuff? Maybe like food or whatever. So in Malaysia we don't have that yet. So what we can actually implement tomorrow is to focus on what is it called? A taman, basically like a house.
A garden.
A house.
A house?
Area. Housing area. Thank you. Yeah, housing area to actually start doing so. That's the first idea. Second idea, we can do a backyard sale, like thrifting. Like this, youngsters these days, we love buying pre-loved items, right? So that's another way that we can contribute to do that. But of course, these two actions are not enough to actually make leaders aware of it. So what's the third step that we can actually take to amplify all of that? Is with social media. So everyone these days always are on their phone. So what we can do is make a video. We can do a day in the life of what is actually, or this campaign tagline. For example, like, oh, we're doing a backyard sale. Oh, we're doing this new idea in this housing area that that actually will benefit the community in that area and also the kids, the children. So the opportunity, what these ideas will actually contribute, will actually benefit, is instilling mindset and knowledge in children. So because children, they will learn about this in school, but they don't actually implement it, right? Maybe they will do a lesson or 2 at school, but they don't actually do it at home. So by implementing this idea, they will actually, like, for example, after every meal, you have a special segregate trash that they can actually do at home. So when they are taught early on in education, right? So they will actually use, as you can see, like the Japanese kids and all that, they will actually grow up and are used to that kind of environment. Okay, so then.
10 seconds.
Sorry.
10 seconds left.
Okay, sorry. The resources, of course, we will use social platform, influencers, And also we need research insights of the target market, local councils and schools. And our next step is by actually telling everyone, maybe we start with the housing area community group in WhatsApp groups. We can tell them this is what we want to do, and let's do this all together and through social media as well. Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Wow, that's really practical. See what you can do in 20 minutes. So, who's next? Who's next? Over there. Okay. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You see what you can do in the space of very short time.
Okay, for our team, we just
Can you give your name?
Oh, okay, sorry. I'm Mong from SB Thailand. Okay. Our group is just different discussion about this challenge about how can we make the reader to take more action for sustainability. So the common ground of our group's idea is about learning by doing and face the real situation. We can example anything else, but okay. Our team thinks about that maybe it's just our opportunity in one day. I think we think we can take him to have a dinner without water. We would like to take the reader to have a great dinner, but without water, because I think is when everyone have a dinner, but you cannot drink the water. I think he knows some problems with this dinner. It's a one day, and he will face the real situation, and he will learning about water is important. It's about the equality. It's about the environment. So the resource is just a little thing, like a chef table or the famous restaurant that he want to go. So next step, first step, we have to know his needs and provoke him to go. That's it. And then he will know about why sustainability is important.
Wow, thank you. Another real practical step. Who's the one and final group that would represent? I'm sorry, we're running out of time. We would really love to hear yours.
Pressured from above.
Who's the last one who would like to share? We can probably get another fourth one. Yeah. Let's just try to everyone. Okay. Let's try everyone because everybody's worked hard. So that's.
Hi, my name is Biyok, and I'm representing this group based on everyone's ideas. So we're going to take a literal meaning on leaders, and we define it as a corporate leader, and a business leader, and we are looking at someone who is in charge of producing a consumer product that uses a lot of plastics. So how do we convince him to tell that we can change it to a biodegradable plastic, packaging, and all? And this is where his PA will play a very good role to arrange his entire day of spending with his team, from the time of how they procure the raw materials up to distribution channel. So this is what we think. One day in the life of this business leader, going on ground, listening to these people, the challenges they face, what is the cost avoidance they could have done, or any cost savings from the different parts of the value chain. So understanding the production process, listening to the team on the ground, why do we need plastic when we could use something else? From the time to this, from the procurement, are there challenges in getting the raw material,
We could
the right
consult
raw
on
material,
that.
or do we need to evaluate the vendor list? Then down to the distribution channel, understanding why do we work with these partners, how do they go down to the ground and deliver to the consumers. From there, he would have a more holistic view of the whole entire value chain. And then we have to convince in terms of, are there cost savings? Is there economic impact to the consumers? Because at the end of the day, their motivation is they want to make sure they have enough profit to share their shareholders. And what kind of challenges do we need to address? Are there incentives that we can tap on to reduce the cost? Or are they also something that we need to lobby with the regulators so that we can create incentives for the industry? So in that sense, the business leader will see the value of why sustainability can be a profitable yet ecological opportunity.
Wow, that's amazing. Look at that. I'm impressed, seriously. Okay, the last two groups. I'm pretty sure you're presenting something really good. Go ahead. Can we pass it, please? Sorry, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, we've transformed, we are from group 4.
And your name?
My name is Linda. There'll be not just me presenting, but we'll do the sharing together. We've transformed the challenge into a bit more specific because I come from a pizza business, so we wanted to change the question around how do we make the CEO of Domino's Pizza take more action when it comes to sustainability, in particular in an area where we're very fond of, because we're a pizza delivery company, we use a lot of bikes for our delivery. How do we transform our bikes into electric bikes? So there are challenges around many things, cost, support, knowledge, enablers and all that in this country. So the ideal situation would be the CEO attended the CEO conference on sustainability, and during the lunch hour, he was seated at the right table with the right people. On his left, he met the CEO of Gentari, which is the clean energy division of Petronas Malaysia. And Gentari heard about his problems, and he said that he wanted to convert all the delivery boys' motorbikes into electric vehicles. And Gentari said, yes, we will help you set up the EV stations. And on his right, he met another CEO who was in the transportation or mobility business that had the electric bikes. And across from him was a CEO of a bank that said, if you guys do this together, I'm interested in green financing. So I'll help you finance to convert the entire fossil fuel fleets of delivery motorbikes across Malaysia for Domino's Pizza into something that's basically clean energy. And on his other left, there's another person who calculates carbon emissions and says, you're gonna help us reduce carbon emissions for Malaysia as a goal. So the CEO walked away with a deal ready to go to help convert and reduce carbon emissions throughout Malaysia.
Thank you. Wow. I'm just going wow, wow, wow. Really ambitious and really practical. One last, maybe this group. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ivy, and I'm speaking for the last group. I think to just touch on all bases, it was basic human needs that really need to be met through sustainability. And we all know that leaders are kind of driven by money. So that was beautiful that they already had a deal set up for this leader. How could you deny that? Also, they took water away from this leader. How could you deny, the need for basic human needs that we all need? And with trash, I thought that was great that we're an evolving community. We're giving these leaders a day in our life, and that's kind of what we stepped back to, is everyone at this table works in cells. And so sustainability was the main end goal, and I think that if we can show them not only a day in the life, but the benefits of long-term saving and how money can still be generated by sustainability, I think that those were the main points that we touched. And our resources would be us as people, community, communication, and actually taking action and setting up these instances with leaders so that they can live a day in their workers' lives. So I thought that it was really great that each of them touched on that as well.
You're all kind of interconnected with, there's a lot of moving pieces that are part of each other.
Just turn it off.
Okay. So Jenny, as you hear, how was that?
Okay, so in very short space of time, we had 5 really practical and significant ideas. Create a street-based recycling practice that is filmed and interneted so that children will learn to practice at home recycling. Excellent. A dinner without water for leaders. I just love that one. An experiential opportunity to give them a real-life experience of what the future might be like without water. consumer product leader using plastics, run a prototyping day for leaders who we all know are totally separated from the entire supply chain. By the time you get to CEO level, you're very disconnected from what your business actually does unless you're particularly special. So a prototyping day to explore the potential of removing plastic from the supply value chain and the whole of the business. And the CEO of Domino's organised a conference of CEOs for him, all of whom can provide solutions to his sustainability challenges. I think that's a really brilliant prototyping idea that could be applied to many sort of different different businesses and different products, and then to give leaders a day in the life of their workers.
Yeah.
In the UK, we have a ridiculous program where people sort of swap houses. So the Lord of the Manor gets to go and live in a 2-bedroom council flat in a very deprived part of some city, and it is eye-opening to walk in somebody else's shoes. And it's a really good experience. So phenomenally well done, and phenomenally well done for resisting the pressure from above to go and finish the conference.
So we have about 5 minutes left. Can you put the Slido? So we just want to do a quick reflection that you can put into the Slido, and then we're going to wrap up, just going to another circle to finalize and close the session. But thank you so much. As you can see, that was for you to experience how you can do this in your own workplace, in your community. Very simple. You did that in the space of probably 20, 30 minutes. You can get things done. And you developed real practical examples, not conceptual. So we started out the systemic constellation confused. We ended up with brilliant ideas that you can actually apply tomorrow without money. Just the, what is one key insight? Yeah. I think that's not the one.
Yeah, okay.
That's back. It's okay. We'll just. What I'll ask is if you can just use the sheet, put your name, and if you want, you can put your email, or if you want to be connected with us, put your name on the sheet and email, and just put one key insight that you can apply immediately from the workshop or the content that you can apply. So this is about you taking away something, a real beneficial insight, application, learning. Put it on your sheet there. That's one. Either you put your name or your email if you want us to still be connected, and also put one key insight that you would apply tomorrow. And overall, how was your experience, as we have put in the slide? That's it. That's all we want from you. Just put it on the sheet if you'd like. The Slido is having a problem. Just put it on a sheet and leave it there. Put your name, your email if you want to. That's optional. If you want us to be connected with Jenny, myself, and really regenerative LLC. What is one key insight? And be very specific. And what practically can you take away from today's session?
And a quick photo thanks from me for all of you being wonderful participants and being prepared to sit with the uncomfortability of not knowing what this was about, and not knowing what to answer, and not knowing what to do within the constellations. That was really a great participation from you, and that is really what we're all doing, is learning to live and work with the uncomfortability of trying to change complex adaptive systems. So thank you.
And you have about 30 seconds to finalize, and then we'll get up. And as we came in as a circle, we're going to go out as a circle. All right? So when you're ready, come and join me in the center, and we'll form a circle. And this is a fun little exercise, a celebration to each one of you and to the whole collective to make this a really fun, a little bit discomforting, but fun, and coming out with tangible results. Is everyone joining? Okay, it's just literally a minute. So, Baratake! 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 Tenge, 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 Baratake! Baratake! Hold on to each other. Baratake! Okay. Tenge, 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 tenge. Okay, Baratake! First this way. Hold on the shoulder. No, this way. This way. This way. This way. Baratake! Tenge, tenge, tenge. Tenge, tenge, tenge. Hold me. Tenge, tenge, tenge. Baratake! Tenge, tenge, tenge. Tenge, tenge, tenge. Tenge, tenge, tenge. Baratake! All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now we're on time to go upstairs. Exactly 2 hours.
And thank you to Mila for leading the session for us.
Thank you. And thank you for putting up with the confusion that was actually designed. Thank you.